What is up, YouTube? And I am back after a long break. I really just I couldn't get myself to make these videos. I didn't play any video games for a while, and then I recently started playing like Overwatch and stuff again. And I started seeing some comments on some of my videos of people saying, hey, keep up the work and all that. So I figured I probably should start doing this again. It seems like people were enjoying it. I enjoyed making them, so hopefully I can continue to keep myself motivated. I work two jobs, but the amount of hours that you would work, one almost part-time, and I'm in college, so it does get a little hard for me to kind of balance that as well as this and just enjoying time with my friends and stuff. So as you can see, I have finally finished the Bullfrog. I'm not a fan of the camo. It wasn't hard to get, but it doesn't look good. Like, it, you can tell it's gold, but it's like a weird skinny texture. As you can see, I got all the camos. My favorite are probably either from the vintage or the fauna, but I really just don't like the gold viper. Yeah, the gold viper. So obviously what we're going for is dark ether either way, but I'm probably still gonna just rock the Deadens. It's very sleek. I do like this one a little bit too. And then the fauna ones, the blue tiger looks good. I guess the zebra could work. It's a very simple thing, but anyways. So what I want to do now though is give you what I think is the best setup for the Bullfrog in zombies. So let's go ahead and get to the gunsmith. Well, we're already in the gunsmith actually. She just went to attachments. So optics don't matter really. I go with the quick dot LED. You can go with some of these further down and they'll give you like a little more accuracy. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter. The zombies are running towards you. You can see them. They have health bars above their name. So I just go with the quick dot just because it helps me just a little bit. And with at least the SMGs, you literally have a slot for every single one of the attachments, or at least with the Bullfrog. So let's move on to the muzzle. I chose the Flash Guard 9 because of its increased equipment drop rate. There are other flash guards you can go with, and they do work well. Like this one gives you 4% extra vertical recoil control, which is nice. Personally, I don't really feel like I need it. The rest of them, though, you can see that they give you some cons. So for me, just to get the extra equipment, which really once you're late game, you don't need. Early game, it might be kind of helpful, but I just added it because I have a slot for it. So I would recommend either the Flash Guard 9 or the Muzzle Brake 9. So moving on, let's go to the barrel. I chose the Cavalry Lancer because it gives extra armor damage. As most of you know, as you get higher and you start getting those armored zombies, and with a non-wonder weapon or what am I thinking of? I think it's the Gallo. You're not really gonna shred those things. You can obviously add some of your not weapon attachments, the weapon upgrades like dead wire and stuff, that will help with that. But I prefer to up the base damage of this gun because the rest of them, they're okay. You can get the extra bullet velocity, and effective damage range. Really the 7-4 task force is the only one that gives extra damage as well as range and bullet velocity. But to be honest, I'm not going to be using the Bullfrog most of the time anyways, especially on a high round. So I don't really see the need for that when I could just get the extra armor damage. I'm going to pack a punch it. I'm going to put weapon upgrades on it. So you can go with the armor damage or maybe the task force, but I would just stick with the cavalry. So moving on to the body, I went with the mounted flashlight because it increases your salvage drop rate. This really helps early game. You could go with the Tiger Team Spotlight if you prefer the way it looks, but it does take away from your sprint to fire time. I personally don't care to have that happen to me. So another good one would be like the steady aim laser if you want some hip fire accuracy. You don't really need the reveal distance. This one gives a lot more hip fire accuracy and only slightly reduces your aim down sight time. But really the best one's the mounted flashlight. get that extra salvage drop rate, upgrade your guns a little quicker, get armor quicker. So moving on, let's go to the underbarrel, and that would be the Bruiser Grip is what I use, and I use that because it gives you +3 to movement speed, sprinting move speed, shooting move speed, aim walking movement speed. Now you could go with, I believe it's it's the patrol grip. This gives you +6 sprint move speed. That is nice, especially as the zombies get higher. I prefer to just have a slightly more well-rounded gun because I never know what's gonna be happening. You know, if I'm doing, you know, something for a video, or if I'm just playing on a different map, playing with my friends. You know, if you're playing by yourself and you're training in the same spot and you're doing the same thing over and over, you can predict a little bit better what you need. So really the Bruiser Grip or the Patrol Grip, I go with the Bruiser Grip. The rest of them, they just give you some negatives, and I just don't feel the need to have those negatives because this isn't multiplayer. This is zombies. So whatever helps you shoot and just hit them, kill them faster is usually gonna be better. I guess you could say that attachments don't matter as much. So let's move on to the magazine. To me, this is one of the most important ones. I went with the VDV 85 round fast mag because it just gives you so much. You know, you get 510 ammo capacity. Your max starting ammo is 255. It increases your reload speed by 40%. Your magazine ammo capacity is 85 compared to just the speed reloader, which gives you 200 max starting ammo. So you even get 55 more with this. And the only drawback is you lose 25% of your aim down sight speed versus only 6%. But honestly, I don't really notice a difference with it. I was at one point running, I believe it was the 65 round speed mag. But once I unlocked the VDV 85 round, it didn't make sense anymore. You know, for an extra 5% added on to my aim down sight speed, you know, I get 510 ammo capacity instead of 330. I get 255 max starting ammo instead of 195. My reload gets quicker. I go from a 65 magazine ammo capacity to, I believe, 85. So I would say, honestly, this to me, along with the spotlight that gives you the salvage drop rate, are probably two of the most important attachments that you can have. And I guess the third would be adding the one for armor damage. Let's go with the handle. I went with the speed tape. It kind of just counteracts the aim down sight time that I lose, which in zombies, it's so with how much that matters because it's not like they're really shooting back at you at the same way you are as them. I mean, the boss zombies might shoot back at you, but they're not gonna kill you before you can aim down your sight unless you're already very, very low in health. You can go with like a drop shot wrap or the field tape, but they don't really give you anything that you need. If you really want to counteract your aim down sight time, you could go with the serpent wrap. I think sprint to fire time is a little bit more important than aim down sight time as far as zombies go, so I wouldn't personally do that. Or you could even go with the groove elastic wrap, but like I said, a lot of the stuff that it gives you just really isn't going to be worth it. So the last thing is the stock. I went with the wire stock to just add a little bit of sprint to fire time. You also don't lose anything. The tactical stock gives you a little aim walk movement speed. You're not aiming down your sight walking most of the time in zombies, so I didn't really see the point in that. The slide speed, once again, you're not going to slide to hide from zombies shooting you with an automatic weapon unless Treyarch has something they're going to add later on. With the no stock, this might be the only other one that I would run, and I might actually change that to no stock right now. I don't really hip fire that much in zombies, you know, because you want to go for the critical shot. So I'm actually going to go ahead and say, as of right now, I'm going to go with the no stock, honestly. If all I'm losing is my hip fire, I'm probably fine with that. You know, but the rest of these, if you really want them, you can run them. But I would go with the no stock or the wire stock. But like I said, it really just depends how you want your gun to be. I prefer to have a gun that's as well-rounded as it can be in zombies without taking away too much. But I am going to definitely take away some hipfire accuracy and go with the no stock. That way my sprint to fire time can be higher. So that's gonna be it for as far as the attachments go. I think it actually makes the gun look pretty cool. A little cluttered. Flashlight looks kind of weird, but so this is definitely what I'm gonna go with. I guess I can't say that I've tested and played with it a little bit because I, for some reason, never realized the no stock attachment. So that's gonna be it. I do have a little, like, it's like a minute or two montage of just me getting the camos. It's sped up really quick, so you don't have to stay and watch that. I just wanted to add it just so y'all could see me getting them. But if you do, I'd really appreciate it. If not, if you enjoyed this video or you find it helpful, I'd really appreciate if you'd like and subscribe, and I will see y'all next time, and with a video hopefully soon continuing the race to get Dark Aether. That is not really a race anymore for me because I took like 3 months off.
Camo.